should have been done with him when he was a child. You wait for them to get the right answer. You just don't give them the right answer. You don't teach them to think for themselves. There. See it?
Yeah.
Well, he has a choice, okay? He can not come over here where I can put the rope on him.
Yeah.
That was his choice. I didn't make him stand still. Okay? I was there when he did stand still, but once that rope's on, it's time to go to work.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use that. I'm going to try to throw him off balance for not paying attention and kind of make him pay for some of this stuff. You know? It's the only way you ever learn anything. Another thing, don't pat these horses, okay? This one, you know that.
Yeah.
You don't like it when I do it to myself, okay? He is for such a big, hard-headed idiot. Are you filming this? I should watch how I talk about him.
It's okay.
I don't want him to show whole movies later. But he's a big baby, you know what I mean? And he wants this kind of stroke. My grandpa said men and dogs like to be patted, women and horses like to be stroked. Okay? So there's a sensibility about that kind of roughness that they don't like. And this big chicken, you know, that's the other thing about these warm bloods is they're babies. You know, they aren't typically kind of, they're big and
Yeah.
scary, you know, but they're not mean. So when you put your pad on, okay, just kind of run it over his whole body. See how upset he is about the whole thing, okay? That's all right. And honestly, that doesn't bother me, okay? Every couple of days here, he'll run into my elbow or my finger in his eye one day, boy, like that, okay? Don't threaten to bite me and then put your head over here next to me.
Yeah.
I ain't going for it,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay? I heard what you said a minute ago. I believe you. I don't think he's lying to me out here when he says what's going on. And what I think is, I'm just trying to fix those feet. What I think is, okay, is that he don't want to be, he knows when this thing goes on, he's going to be an idiot, okay? And so he don't want to do that. So he said, can't we just do this? We're getting along so splendidly here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be bad. I don't want you to be mad at me. I don't want you to be upset with me. I want to be good.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to go fail the test. You know, they want to go to school. I mean, the lunches are good. And their friends are there. And, you know what I mean? It's a great way to spend the day, really, isn't it? It's fun to go to school, okay? But when you know you're not going to be smart, when you know you're going to fail, or there's somebody waiting there to harass you, you don't want to go no more.
Yeah.
And it almost, you know, it snowballs. And one thing that you would do is you'd be out here going, now quit that, stop that, don't do that. And, you know, I don't do that. I just let him go on with it, and then one time I'm bang, you know, you're too close to me.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know I was so close. That's because you're so intent on talking crap that you can't pay attention to what's going on. These horses that, you know what I mean? Now, I won't set him up right there, okay? This right here is a good place for him to get bothered. So So I just picked that up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And stress it. The other thing is that, you know, personally, I don't think colts should be started in an English saddle. Okay? What happens is that elastic pulls on it all the time, so they never get a place where they can relax. It's always grabbing them, okay? There's far more cinchy horses out in that English world, okay? And a lot of times because it takes more rider to sit that saddle.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that saddle doesn't come kind of with a shot in the butt to make you better at it.
Yeah.
Follow me? So now people want to ride their saddles, so they want to over-tighten the cinches so they can haul their fat butts up there. And then what happens, it cuts the horse in half. He never gets to use himself, starts to hate the process. Rib cage isn't free. He can't bend, okay? And so, you know, that's why he doesn't like it. That whole thing before was about, oh, the saddle's coming. The saddle's coming.
Yeah.
All right? And so an older horse can take it because they can find a place to relax, and then they can rest down into it, see? But these babies, that thing grabs them and it holds them the whole time. They never get a chance to kind of, okay, there it is, all right? I love to sit down the street from the elementary school because all them teachers are taking off their bras at the first stop. You know what I mean? Like the kindergarten teacher's like, oh, you know, people undo their ties as soon as they walk out of work. You know, you've got to get in your comfortable clothes, you got your work clothes, and okay. So it's kind of the same thing for them. You know what I mean? Like this thing is the constraints of work, and as soon as he can get out of it, he should be able to get out of it. And like the bridle, I drop that bridle as soon as I get down.
Yeah.
As soon as I get down, I'm taking that thing out of the mouth. I put the halter back on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he'll stand with that saddle on for an hour. Okay? When we're done here, we're just going to walk away. Come back out here in a half hour, 45 minutes, unsaddle him. So he gets over this idea that the saddle means anything. The saddle is your friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing to do. It doesn't mean work, you know? Wait for him right there. Try to kind of while he breathes. Okay, and that's as good as it gets right there. He cannot step on that, and so we'll leave that leg down there so things are whipping around his legs a little bit. Again, kind of harassing him a little bit, but for a good cause. Now, I want you to also see how stiff he got right now. See when that back cinch went on there? See how it kind of froze a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Like his animation's all kind of, and that's because he's not, again, not sure about moving inside of this. I want horses to go with their head long and low, you know, so I don't want to choke him when he gets down there. And that's what that would do if it wasn't like there's. There's a little more stuff on this saddle, okay? And the other thing I'm going to do, I want you to do, is kind of, I'm almost making up things here. You know what I mean? I'm looking at things and why every little thing I can handle, my stirrups, boy, I'll handle that one time. Just to extend this period, you know? And I don't know if it's true or not, but I kind of make, you know, it's like, I'm just checking this. I'm really checking this, make sure it's all good, you know? But it slows the process down and slows them down. Do not step to me.
Well, it's interesting watching his lip get looser and looser, you know, when you...
Right.
Yeah.
And how he tightens up. And that's a great observation, Kate, because there's a great book to read called Evidence-Based Horsemanship.
Huh.
It's written by a neurologist and a top-notch horseman. The guy's name is Martin Black. And Martin was Ray Hunt's son-in-law.
Oh, no kidding.
Right. So I bet old Ray gave him a few tips. And I bet Ray's daughter didn't marry some slouch. So he pairs up with this doctor, and they talk about all the neuromuscular things that go on in the face.
Yeah.
These creases, these lines, these dents right here, all mean certain things. Okay, and how they'll hold their mouth and what their body does and how the brain sends the signals, and you know it's about why we're kind of validating why we do what we do, how we do what we do. Okay, so I'm gonna send him out, okay? And again, this is where we start to have a little bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Be careful of him, honey, okay? Because if he goes around here, he might kick at you, all right? And just because he's like, this is a lot for him,
Yeah.
okay? And he does.